welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I've got this lovely little cloth that I'm going to be using today, which somebody got me. You know who you are. Thank you so much. I love you so much. So I'm going to put this down on here with my one arm. Oh, okay. And then we're going to work with today. I don't know where this reading is going to go, but if you're here watching this, then there's probably something within this that's just for you, that's right for you, that is what you wanted to know. So first of all, I'm going to start picking out runes. So the type of reading we're going to do today, I'm going to pick a rune that's going to represent the overall consciousness or energy that you are in at the moment and what it means for you. Okay, so there's something about cycles here, patterns, growth. So the overall consciousness of your reading is about how much you have grown, how much you have put into yourself, the energy that you are in at this time. Oh, see, you can't see that, can you? Let me try and pull the screen down a little bit. Oh dear. Okay, I think that's a bit better. Right, so that's your overall consciousness is Yera. So I'm going to put Yera right in the centre of the full moon on there because it is full moon today. Today is the full moon, the full flower moon. So this is that energy of, as I was saying in the last reading, about finding the beauty within the pain. And this is what the cycle is for you at this time. It's like you're really releasing doubts about yourself. Yera, we have something about boundaries, and I feel like in the past you struggled to contain boundaries. You sort of have allowed yourself to be tempted in certain areas, I feel, or intoxicated by lust is what I'm going to say. I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but that's what I'm getting from this, is about lust and how you have moved through your life with these patterns that have contained this energy. And I feel somebody here is getting sick of that now. You're sick of that within yourself and you want something more solid. You want something on a deeper level that is a level of intimacy that you maybe haven't experienced in the past because it's usually been an intoxicating kind of energy to it. So that's what you're working on right now. And it's through the experiences that you've had that's helped you to understand this about yourself. You know, and they aren't bad experiences that you've had, really. They've been there to help you to grow. But in your future, we have Haglaz. So this is about you having some real sudden changes, some sudden realizations. You are growing at a phenomenal rate. And it's funny because Yera is normally a very slow moving energy. And even though it's a slow process that you're going through, there is a sudden change on the horizon. Something is just going to click suddenly and it's going to make everything, you know, you'll understand a lot more about why you're going through what you're going through right now, why you're feeling confused at this time, because that's where I feel somebody is at the moment, is a little bit confused. And that's because this is all about your soul needs. And I feel like in the past you haven't really understood about your soul needs. It's been more on a surface level, if that makes sense, where it's sort of like, you know, you kind of friendships, relationships, things like that, you kind of come at them as a version of yourself that you think that person wants you to be. Or, you know, you've kind of been able to, a bit like a chameleon, like change your colours, change your aspects of your personality to fit in with the particular people that you're with. So like with one person you might be a certain way, and then with another person you might be a different way. And if you ever brought those people together, you'd be completely confused as to who you're meant to be in that situation. So I feel like you've always kept people separate in a way, because there's like who you are around your family, then who you are around a particular group of friends, then who you are around a particular group of friends over here, who you are with a partner, that kind of thing. It's all different, and people see you are different when they are with you around different types of people. So your higher conscience here is trying to say to you, be yourself, be authentic to you, show up as the version of yourself that you want to be consistently in all of these groups and with all of these people. And yes, some people aren't going to understand you. They're going to think you've changed, or they're going to question you. But just stand your ground, just be you. Yeah, this is your need fire. This is, what do I need right now? What do I want out of my life at this time? And what about your subconscious? Where's your subconscious energy? So there's a feeling within you that have been trapped and wanting to continue a journey. So there's like two different things here. You're feeling like stuck, even though you know there's a journey to be had. And it's accessing, really, because it's subconscious, you don't really know what it is that's holding you back, that's stopping you from moving forward with this. And it's something to do with responsibility, or taking responsibility, because it feels to me like I'm seeing somebody entering a room, and it's almost like if you go for this, you have to sign on the dotted line. And it's almost like you'd rather go in and be like, yeah, I'm taking care of it, I'm going to do this, and not have to sign anything. Whereas when you have to sign something, it's kind of like, I'm taking responsibility for this. And you'd rather have your foot just in the back door, just in case. And that's coming from your subconscious. So you're probably not aware that you're doing that. But if you think about it now, you probably can find some areas of your life where you are doing that. You're not fully committing to something for fear of having to take responsibility for it, or even patterns of the past, because that's what this overall reading is about. Those patterns resurfacing and you going through that cycle again. But like I said in a reading yesterday, the only way to collapse these patterns is to integrate what we've learned and apply that in the arena, in the actual situations that we are in. We don't know how far we've come. We don't know what lessons we've learned until we actually apply them in real life. So that is your challenge at this time. And Wyrd is kind of suggesting about you taking responsibility right now. Just because you signed on the dotted line doesn't mean you can't voice what you need and how you need things to be. Okay, you can do that. So we are bringing this from your subconscious now, this seed, into the forefront of your mind so that you can fully understand that. The journey is the destination. And if you don't bother taking the journey in the first place because of the fear of responsibility on it, then you don't get the experience. And the experience might just be exactly what you need at this time. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to have a little bit of a drink of my drink. Because I feel like I'm spitting feathers sometimes when I'm talking such a lot. Okay, so that is your runes on this reading so far. So if that resonates with you, fantastic. Now I'm going to get the Sacred Oracle cards, and we're going to see, there's usually a word on these. The words aren't always the nicest, but again, we're working on what is in that subconscious. So I want to just see what word we can bring from that subconscious. Something about like disappointments and loss of faith. Okay, Oracle. So I do feel that you are starting to understand things on a deeper level, on a spiritual level as well. And that's new for you. That's something completely different to what you're used to. There is an element of like, this is making me think of like the Six of Swords, where you're in this transition right now, where you know it's calmer waters that you're looking for. You know it's peace and away from drama that you are heading towards. But in taking that transition, you have to you are going to have some friction come up against you. And I feel like that's where this is, you're not allowing yourself to fully see the picture, because it's actually the responsibilities that you are going to be having to take on aren't necessarily bad things. It's more about commitment to yourself as it is to anything else. It's being able to show up and be disciplined as well. And what they're asking you to do is, especially since the new moon, so the past 2 weeks really, is just allow yourself to be guided on this. When you have a thought that is related to this particular situation, be guided by it and see it through. It's part of this journey. It's part of what you need to do. And I do feel part of you is becoming a bit of an oracle. It's like you're starting to really have intuitive downloads and understanding about things. You might be thinking about somebody or something and then they suddenly contact you, or you have a realization of like, I feel like I need to do this. And when you do, something really good happens from it. You know, listen to that oracle within you, listen to that. And I do feel that things around you, you know, divine spirit can use people to get messages to you. So listen to what people are telling you. And if you're starting to see a theme in what people are saying to you and how they're talking to you, there's something in that. Recognize, how does it make me feel? When this person just said to me this particular thing, how did that make me feel? And then somebody else says something very similar and you're like, hang on, I've heard this like 3 times today now, or this week. And it makes you think. It's almost like they're forcing you to think about something that you're avoiding thinking about because of the element of responsibility that it requires. So that is that one. I'm going to get a moon card as well for you now. So let's see what the moon card is talking about on here. Did I just flip one over? Did I or didn't I? I don't know. I don't think I did. The energy feels very scattered today. Very sort of like a lot of options, a lot of opportunities. Revisit. Yes. Okay. So what this is talking about is you keep revisiting a thought. You keep revisiting something from your past that you're thinking about that I do feel was like a halfway house, almost like something that you maybe had an opportunity with or a chance with, but it never really got off the ground. It was like it was starting to lift up. It felt good. It felt like things were good, but then you only ever got halfway. You never got any further, and it seems to have stuck there. It seems to be staying there, and you're indecisive now whether to just leave it there hanging in the ether, or do I jump back in and see it rise higher, or do I just bring it down to the ground? You're like in the middle of this like halfway house at the moment with your foot in the door and out the door at the same time. And that's where Rado here in your subconscious is kind of like saying, you know, there's a need for taking responsibility here and really showing up and actually, you know, signing your name on that dotted line. It doesn't mean that the devil now holds your soul. It's more about you allowing yourself to show up and commit to yourself on this. So there's something that you do need to revisit that's from the past. This oracle, this, all your information is heading towards. So remember, listen to what people are saying to you. Random people it could be, or someone saying to you something that is making you revisit those thoughts about the past. Okay. I do feel for some of you this is about a person as well, maybe. It's making you revisit something about a person. Now that could be a family member, or it could be a previous partner, or it could be somebody at work or something like that. But there's definitely a specific situation here that if you're listening to this, it would have brought a thought up of somebody or something that's going on in your life right now. That's for you, okay? So let's just see what Yera is talking about. What is your consciousness with the cards? Okay. So what it's talking about on here is, you know, in the past, I feel like you have been not reckless, but always able to just take a chance. Just you decide something, so you go ahead and do it. And you kind of like don't really think about the consequences. It's just, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for this and do this. But you've hit a point, I feel, in your life now where you are maybe going a bit more strategic about things, where it's sort of like, I can take a chance on this. I can take a leap of faith on this. And I do feel that you are going to, or already are in the process of. But with Yera there, you kind of slowing the process down for fear of being a fool, is what I'm getting. And that is kind of like where we've got it to on here. So there's that fear of being a fool, and it's like where you've gone from 100 to 0 or back again. in the past, you want things to be slower process. So it's almost like taking a chance. There's a picture, I can see something about waterfalls as well, and like a rainbow in a waterfall kind of thing. I took a picture of something like that recently, and that's what just made me see that in that card and think about it. So there's something about that that's significant to you. Maybe it's a place you want to go to, or a place that you've been, or maybe a picture that you've seen with that on there. But there's definitely an energy of you, you know, taking a leap of faith, and it's something to do with loyalty. It's something to do with you being able to, like loyalty to yourself almost. Okay, so we're going to have a little look at whatever that is. Should we have a look? Okay, we've got the Devil in reverse. So this kind of just flew out. I didn't even ask anything, and this one just came out as I was starting to shuffle. Now, I was looking at algaes at the time. I was looking at the boundary one from the past. Now, I do feel through a lack of boundary in the past, you've kind of maybe had some addictions going on, or some kind of patterns and things that have been intoxicating, or that lustful energy that we were talking about before. But now I feel like actually you found a way of breaking those chains. You've decided you don't want to carry that anymore. You don't want that to be you anymore. You're releasing, you're freeing yourself of a lot. And that's what this Fool energy is on there. It's like, you're not going to be a fool for taking this responsibility for yourself. You're actually breaking something that has been quite heavy for you, that's been quite a burden for you. And it's quite refreshing. It feels like quite a good fresh energy that's coming out from that. So what are the challenges around this? What are the challenges around this? That was the Four of Swords that looked like it was trying to come out there. So that's something about, like, it's almost like exhausting. Keep thinking about these things. Maybe you've been up in your head a lot. Okay. So the challenge here is about that worry, and there's some guilt almost, or feelings like that, where it's almost like what I'm getting specifically from this is that you feel by showing up and taking this responsibility and revisiting this, there's something that you have to do, that you're worried about. You're worried about expressing yourself. So that's why you've constantly got your foot in the back door. I do feel maybe you've been suffering headaches around when you've been thinking about this a lot. You've been getting a lot of headaches and stuff. But it's all suggesting, it's like you've got that little knight down there on the bottom of the bed. It's almost like, you know, when you pull that quilt back, it's like, well, you just go in the direction. You just have to take the journey and let it unfold. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is ever forever. But right now you can't stay in this situation that you're in. You can't stay held and hemmed in. It's time to release and be freeing yourself of those things and taking that chance. It is part of your growth. It's part of that journey. So what do you need to focus on at this time to help you with this? Where should your focus be? Where should your focus be at this time? Oh, what's that one? One flipped over. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Wands as what you should be focusing on. So this is allowing new ideas, inspiration, you know, things that you wanted to manifest. You've got to allow that. This is an opportunity right here, and it's interesting because your higher self is Nordies, which is like two sticks rubbed together to create fire. So it's like you're rubbing them together with the intention of creating fire, and fire is power, passion, inspiration, and that's what you're needing to do right now. But you're the only one that can rub those sticks together and create that fire. You have to do it for yourself, not for anybody else, and you don't have to pretend that you can't do it. Okay, I don't know why I said that, but that's what I'm getting from this. It's like, you don't have to pretend that you can't. It's okay to say, I can. And there's a fear. It's almost like you want to say yes. You want to go ahead and do something. But the fear is, as soon as you say that you're suddenly going to be seen, and that something's going to be like, oh, brilliant, yeah, and there's going to be this celebration. There's something about that worries you or brings you some fear and holds you back from it. You know, you definitely need to rest your mind at this time, because you kind of been so much in your head. You are trying to be in your body as well. I can see that. I feel that, like on a physical level, like exercising and things. But on a psychic level, you're ignoring something. You're not allowing yourself to truly allow this new idea to manifest, to come to light. Like we said before, that revisit. It's like you're at this halfway house and you've just left it there. Why is it halfway? Where do you want it to go? What do you want it to be? But you don't, it's almost like you do know what you want it to be, but you're stopping yourself from doing that because of responsibility, is what I'm getting. It's what I'm feeling. Okay, so what can you let go of at this time to move forward? What can be let go of? This is like past energy now. Just to give you a bit more, to pull that seed out from your subconscious a bit more. Let's see what we have. What do you need to understand? Okay, it's heartache. So, letting go of heartache, letting go of fear of being hurt. You're forgiven, is what I'm getting. You are forgiven. And you need to process something from the past, I feel, because you're not able to process it for some reason, and it feels very much like it's about forgiveness. You've got to forgive yourself on this one, because I'm getting the message of like, you are already forgiven. Okay, whether that's through God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, Mother Nature, you know, you're forgiven. You are forgiven, because it looks to me like you're trying to do all the right things. You're trying to grow through this process. And like any process, it's not all fluffy, love and light and cut and dried. It's messy. And sometimes it does create you having to break your heart wide open to really understand yourself. And that, I feel, is like where you've got to. But you've got to let go of this heartbreak, this feeling of like, I always get my heart broken. You've got to be that fool, take that chance. And this is holding you back. So this is what's got to be let go of. Don't let it stop you from moving forward and being in something new. So what advice do we have for you at this time? I know, actually, what's the future? I haven't said that one, have we? What's the future of this? Because that Hagalaz energy, what is that? Whoa, King of Swords, a leader. Oh my God. So this is about clear thinking. This is about being brave, being courageous, really like taking the lead and being communicative about it. You have the chance to do this, and I feel like it's on you to do it. Yeah, this is about that taking responsibility. You need to take responsibility right now. You need to stand up. You're thinking clearly now, especially through this reading. It's brought something from the subconscious into your conscious mind now. And you need to do something with that, okay? Now, this could be about you setting rules for yourself, like needing to have rules of like, oh, well, I can't do this because of this and blah, blah, blah. Well, you're the one that makes the rules, okay? And you're the one that can break the rules. So maybe change up those rules a little bit so that you can have this. You can be the leader in your own life. You've got a clear thinking, a clear understanding of what it is that you're looking to manifest. This new idea, what you need. Stop being in that halfway house. Let it rise up. Let it be free. Let yourself be free. Okay. So, are there any hopes and fears on this? What are your hopes and fears? There seems to be this fear of, if you go for this, ultimately you're going to get your heart broken. ultimately it's going to end up in you being abandoned or lost or in fear. But we have justice on there. So what it's saying, what it's telling me here is about being just truthful, being honest. There's no need to worry, there's no need to stress as long as you are being honest. And it's leading with integrity. And that's like the same with the King of Swords on there. It's that integrity that is what's going to make things okay for you. And once you start to take responsibility, and I feel like that's what it means with this radar being in your subconscious, it's about, you know, where is your integrity? Where is your truth? Being honest. Okay, sometimes being honest and truthful, people don't always like it, but it aligns you with you fully being authentic to yourself. And that's more important than any connection or anything, is about being authentic. And I feel like whatever you're hoping for or whatever your fears are, they're all circling around this truth, this justice, this integrity. Okay, it's time for you to do that. I do see peacock feathers and things. I don't know if that's something that you've been looking at, or if there's a dream catcher with peacock feathers on it or something that is significant to you. And wings as well, something about wings, maybe butterfly wings. So you may have been seeing a lot of butterflies lately, and that could be a sign for you of, like, you know, this is your opportunity, your chance to be truthful, to be free and in balance as well. You know, those soul needs, what are your soul needs at this time? I do see somebody maybe like 11 may be significant, whether that's November or whether that is the 11th of the month, with the 11th of November. But there's something significant about either November or 11. And I feel it might be worth looking at the clock around a time when you are speaking to somebody, and if it's 11 o'clock, it's like a sign from spirit to say, be truthful, be honest, let it be seen. And I think you'll be surprised by the outcome, actually. I think with all this worry, this stress you've got by not being truthful, you don't need to worry about it. And once you've released it, I feel like you're going to be like, oh, it's such a relief. That is really a relief, and things will be a lot better, a lot clearer, a lot more open. So let's see what the outcome is at this time for you. Keep hearing signs and synchronicities. So I feel like you've been seeing a lot of signs, synchronicities, and like I say, words coming through people that you wouldn't expect. You know, it's not coming from them, it's coming through them for you to hear it. You need to hear it because it's opening your eyes to what's right in front of you, I feel. It's allowing you to be guided. So what is the outcome at this time? Okay, we've got two cards that just fell out there. So we've got the Three of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So there is a commitment here, I feel, with, it's about collaboration with a person, I'm feeling. Now the Seven of Swords can sometimes be, this is something that you have previously maybe tried to get away from. Or pulled away from. That's why it's like revisiting that halfway house. Something's been left up in the air and not being discussed. And I feel like this is, the outcome here is about you actually coming together because of this being talked about, this being expressed, it's been exposed. I'm going to get another card on that because that was a message that's come through. Six of Wands. So this is about pride, your pride, I feel. And it's kind of like there is triumph here through being open about what happened. And it's going to allow for collaboration. It's interesting because that Three of Cups, we've got a full moon on there, which is today. So I do feel like something's going to change around today. That has been on your mind for some time, And this may be about a situation where you've been in a bit of a, it feels like a bit of a triangle almost, like not a love triangle, but sat between two different people is what I'm getting. And you need to be open. So for some of you, this may be where you've been sat in the middle and you've maybe been given some information or something like that, that you've been hiding from the other party, and you want to know the truth is what I'm getting. You want to know the truth now, but you're not sure how to go about speaking up and saying that to this person. But I do feel like whatever you've been told, and this is something really specific now that's coming through, whatever you've been told by one party wasn't actually the truth. So the one party has been telling you something about the other person, and I feel like you maybe stepped away from this person because of what you've been told. But now you've had a realisation that actually, I never really asked them whether that was true or not. I just assumed. And I feel like somebody now is kind of feeling like you want to maybe find out the truth. And that's what this is talking about, isn't it? This is what your hopes and fears are, is like the truth is going to be what you thought, what you've been told isn't actually the truth, and the truth is something nicer, something better. And there seems to be triumph over that, and I do feel it's going to move that from that revisit card. It's going to move that kind of house up higher. It's going to allow that movement again, that radar energy, that movement, because that's what's needed right now. And it starts with this kind of truth. So I do see somebody needing to ask somebody for the truth. And I do feel you'll be surprised by what you receive from that, and it's going to make you feel better. But there definitely feels like there's this kind of like third party sort of thing going on where two of you are talking about something, and one of this person, I don't think it's being expressed properly what's true here and what isn't. It's funny, I'm struggling to get my words out with that. So it's almost like this person, I feel, may struggle to get their words out or to express themselves in a way that they want to be heard. And that may make people question. But with the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom, I do feel that this is a situation where it's almost like you are starting to really see somebody in a good light. This could be you as well, that you're starting to see yourself in a better light. You're starting to understand yourself better and realise, like, actually, I am a good person. I have a lot about me. You know, I've got my own job, I've got my own place. I'm, you know, you kind of doing all the right things for yourself at this time, which is great, which is amazing. And just keep moving through those cycles of natural growth, keep collapsing those patterns, freeing yourself. Remember, we had the devil in reverse on here. Freeing yourself, releasing what needs to be released, releasing that heartbreak, that heartache. Yeah, get that truth, find the truth, and move forward with honesty and integrity. So that's what I have for you today. If that reading resonated with you and there's elements of that you would like to explore deeper, my details are down in the description box. So please do get in touch for a personalised reading. I absolutely love doing readings. So please do keep me going with that. And I will speak to you again very soon. Have a blessed day.